Okay, so the episode I wanted to do is kind of a three-part. So this is the final part, but we talked about thriving in chaos, especially the chaos happening in the world right now. Then we also talked about transmuting emotions and processing emotions. And in that episode, I quickly mentioned connecting with your guides. So, when it comes to working with your guides, you are assigned a few. I'm not totally versed on this. I have my own experience. Um, there's a lot of creators out there that are very work specifically to help other people recognize, get to know, and meet their guides essentially. With me, the way it happened is more accidental. I always felt energy around me. I always felt protective energy around me, and I always chalked it everything was my wild imagination. Until I started going back to spirituality after having depression for well over a decade, and therapy didn't really do much to me. I did miss the spiritual part of me. So I went back to spirituality and I realized that a lot of the visions I get in my mind are real. It's not just imagination. And I want to clarify imagination. There is stuff that you receive and there is stuff that you create. So imagination is either incoming or outgoing. When it's outgoing, it's done by you, you created. It's a manifestation, it's you expressing something, whether it's to the universe, your guides, to yourself, whatever. And then the part of imagination that is incoming is the channeled messages. It's what you don't create. It's what pops up randomly in your head and you're like, oh, weird. I wasn't even thinking about that. That is incoming imagination. And those are messages from the universe or your higher self, your guides, a bunch of them. I have been working with my guides without knowing who they were visually. I just knew who they were energetically. The way they made me feel, they made me feel safe. I continued to work with them. And I went through really bad spiritual attacks, and I will talk about that right now as well. But basically, evil eye, intrusive thoughts, spiritual attacks, and the way I look at spiritual attacks, it's almost like, you know, when there's like the shadows and the demons and the devils in your ear, those are spiritual attacks. Not all of these are created by you and your higher self, because why would your higher self want you to think that you're worthless or that you're ugly or that nobody's gonna like you or that why would your higher self, why would your guides that are leading you in this life want you to know those things? When my guides want me to do shadow work on any of these intrusive thoughts, they'll bring me those thoughts, but then they'll also make sure to show me ways that I recognize where I'm better than what the voices say. And that's how I've been able to tell the difference between attacks and guides. Is quite literally because my guides want me to heal, want me to feel better, they want me to be happy. These intrusive thoughts, these voices, they don't want me to succeed. And the attacks can come from anywhere. They can come from evil eye without people even realizing they're sending you evil eye. So you yourself being present and grounded and connected to your guides, connected to energy and understanding of energy is going to allow you to differentiate between messages that are good for you or messages that aren't. So that's a quick little spiritual attacks are 100% real. And so that's a quick difference in trusting your emotion and your mental health. Do not listen to guides or voices that constantly put you down. Now, when you ask your guides to help you with shadow work, they are going to push you, and it is going to feel like it's almost like they're bullying you. The biggest thing with my guides is when I tell them I need a break, and that's actually them a lot of the time saying, Ennis, take a break, Ennis, take a break, Ennis, take a break. When I have voices in my head that are wanting me to work through some heavy stuff, but they allow me to take breaks. I know they're working in my highest good, in my favor. If there's ever any sort of threat from guides, or I feel unsafe, and especially if I say I need a break, I need distance from you, I need my guide to leave, and they don't leave, they continue to pester, it is not a voice or an energy you want to have in your space. So understanding your guides is very important. The other part I want to mention is about the astral traveling. It is about, and this is where the visual meditations and the visual strengthening comes in. Once you start traveling outside of your vessel, it is important that you have a good connection with your guides. Because when I didn't in 2012, I went through scary stuff that now I'm like, that wasn't even scary. Those were my guides. Like, there's animals. I have animals as guides. And I was terrified of them. I felt like there was a zoo attacking me, but they were just trying to warn me. They would do like growlings or stuff like that, and that was them protecting me, but I didn't realize that. Whereas now that I've gotten to work with my guides and gotten to know my guides, I'm realizing like, oh, when they growl, it's actually like them saying hi or whatever, right? Anyways, when I was astral traveling in 2012 and I wasn't well connected to my guides, and I was actually very much in denial about my guides, or that I just had any sort of abilities, I went through some pretty scary stuff in my dreams, especially in my dreams. It felt like, I understand it now, but it just felt like I was being haunted by nightmares. And it was like I was running away from these things in my nightmares, and it felt like nobody was there to help me. But now I'm also realizing that when you work with your guides, you have to invite your guides in. Your real guides respect your free will. They will try and help you as much as you can, but in my case back then, I was pushing them away because I was scared, because I didn't know what was happening. And when society tells you, when you have voices in your head, you're crazy, and you start getting voices in your head and you're like, but I'm not actually crazy, I don't think I am, I'm pretty sane, therapist tells me I'm sane and that I'm intelligent, what is actually happening? You're going to be suppressing those voices and you're going to be pushing them down. You're not going to be getting to know them. And this is something that could hurt you, especially if you're trying to do your astral traveling. And then another thing about the astral traveling. When you are astral traveling and leaving your body, you are more vulnerable of spiritual attack. So being connected to your guides allows them to protect you. So before or as you do any of your spiritual growth, make sure you're connected to your guides. I also want to mention that each one of us is like an avatar. If you want to look at spirituality and life in general as a video game, we are the avatar and our guides are the players. The guides are our higher self and the team of players that are telling us, go here, do this, this will help you with this will get you on your right path. And all of these guides, essentially, they're in charge of helping us complete certain things that will help our soul ascend and help our soul heal. They help us work on things that are life to life, not just day by day. So they're pretty big and pretty important. So connect with your guides before you do anything, and to know that you're doing well in the spiritual journey with what you need to do. Your guides are there to help you. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, that's it for now. Anyways, I hope that helped. If you have any questions, about working with your guides or anything like that, leave in the comments and enjoy. Happy expanding. Bye.